Hello, how's it going? Long time no talk. um, I don't know, I think I'm feeling like I want to be happy. But I also don't know. I don't know, I don't do this. So we'll just see where I take it. Um, Full disclosure, as always, the Bonski was smacked. And that's where the weirdness comes from. Anyways, I'm on my way to the gym. Happy Memorial Day to everyone, by the way. Let us be thankful and grateful and, just so blessed that there are other people in this world who are braver than us, who are willing to sacrifice, the most precious thing, life, for us. And just consider that in your day-to-day. The things that you know that you need to give up, that you need to sacrifice, that you don't. But then there's other people who literally lay down their life. Not even for them, but for others. And you can't do it for yourself. So, don't know where that came from, but happy Memorial Day. My nose is stuffy. I'm playing with my braid, by the way, because this is my tick, I think. I'm gonna be honest, I have a lot of anxiety doing this right now. So I'm just gonna go ahead and play with my hair. Anyways, I'm on my way to the gym. I've off at all of my jobs. So that's nice. So literally, I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna foam roll a little bit. I'm gonna do my abs. I'm gonna go in the sauna. I'm gonna do my cardio. I'm gonna get some steps. I have a meal packed with me, and I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna shower. I'm gonna get ready. I'm gonna eat my pre-workout meal. I'm gonna go to the gym. Such a great day. That's what today is gonna look like. And I couldn't ask for anything more, honestly. I did my check-in this morning. I literally maybe 45 minutes ago submitted it. So I don't expect a response anytime soon. But yeah, I did my check-in and I'm happy with how it looks. I did hit a new low, which I was not expecting because I got my food increased last week and the week before. And basically where I'm at currently, I weighed in at 158.8 this morning. When I switched to Chris back in October, November, I was 170, I want to say. So about 170, maybe a pound or two more. I'm so sorry for this gross stuffiness, by the way. So I'm 10 pounds, a little over 10 pounds down now, but I'm eating more now than I was then. So that's so exciting. And I started my diet before going into this diet. Food just a little over 3,000, and currently training day is 29.90. So I'm eating about the same, and I hit a new low. So that's really cool. So yeah, very happy with how that has gone. I've just been loving training. So much fun. I love it. And now that this new gym has opened, not training at the gym that I work at has been I literally I was on my way to the gym last week and I was so I just it's one of those moments where you kind of just you're taken aback because you realize whoa, you just kind of realize the moment that you're in and you're oh my gosh, I am very, very excited to go to the gym right now. And I think it's because now I have that separation of where I go train versus where I train people at. And it's so exciting because honestly, when I first started with Chris, I always have loved training. Like I never had, like it's one of those, like once you're in, you can't go back. Like there's just no going back. There isn't. And at that time, like honestly, I was not good. I was so not good. Oh, anyways, and so I would be on my way to the gym and I'd be like beating myself up because I'm like, I know I love training. I know I do. And once I was there, like I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I came. But it was like, I knew I loved it, but on my way there, I was like, this is the last thing I want to be doing right now. Like, I don't want to do this right now. Just the thought of like getting myself there was like too much. So just like realizing like now, like catching myself being just like over the moon about going to train. And not that it hasn't been like that lately, but like now it's like even more intense. So sorry. But yeah, so that's where we're at. Training is going great, feeling strong, feeling great. My body was absolutely destroyed because I was using equipment all last week that I'm not used to, and I genuinely went into some of my sessions thinking like I'm gonna tear something today. I should have taken extra rest days probably, but I didn't want to do that. I did not want to do that. So I didn't, and I just did what I could, and now today is leg day again, and I am ready to go. So yeah, that's I guess that's how we're gonna start this. Anyways, just a quick little filler in whatever. Okay, I'm on my way to the gym now. Also, if you can see my calluses, they're disgusting. I'm gonna go to the gym. This is 212 thermo. So I did have my first meal already. I just found that when I drink this, like fasted, TMI, there is a storm rolling in, clouds of fart, lots of farting. But I found that if I get if I get a meal in and drink water, of course, I'm good, I'm fine. But if I drink it fasted, bombs. So I'm gonna drink this while I do abs. I'm gonna sip on it while I do abs, and then I'm gonna go in the sauna. But I'm gonna foam roll before I do abs. Anyways, I don't think I'm gonna record any of that because it's just abs and cardio, I think. I don't know. But yeah, that's where we're starting today. See ya. Honestly, I try to record things and then I'm like, it's a lot of work that I just don't care. So we'll see if I continue. I will. Okay. All right. Let's see. All right, so we're at the gym now. After I did my abs, cardio, steps, all of that, I ate my second meal, and then I went home and I laid outside because it was so nice outside, so I wanted to get a little bit of a tan. And then we kind of just hung out and chilled, took a chill, and ate my pre-workout meal, and then now I'm here. And I wasn't sure if I was gonna like record like this because I do, believe it or not, I do get gym anxiety. So anyways, it's not super busy in here. I think everyone probably worked out earlier. Anyone who like typically trains in the afternoon probably worked out earlier because of Memorial Day. So it's nice and emptier, and there's literally nobody else over here but me in this corner, the booty builder corner, literally all booty builder equipment. It's awesome. So I'm excited to use it, but yeah, there's no one else here. There is a class right next to me, and that does feel weird, but whatever. Okay, anyways, I'm so excited to use this. I used this last week for the first time, and the way that it lights up my butt.
Ooh, yeah, so I like it up a little bit more. This is my setting. This is the perfect setting. When I used this for the first time last time, I realized that, so the equipment that I was used to using, it was like crooked. So like the tension on it, it was like one side, the machine was just lopsided. And it didn't have really good range of motion. It had a lot of slack to the cable stack. So I was stopping like right here, just out of muscle memory. And then I realized how much more room I have. I was like, oh my gosh, game changer. I'm gonna get kicked up. It's gonna happen. So yeah, anyways, I love this machine. And then here's my opinion. You shouldn't just take cues from someone just because they said that was the cue to think about when you're doing an exercise, because, for example, I might be doing something right on this that someone else is doing wrong, and they might be doing something right that I'm doing wrong. So the cues that work for me aren't going to work for them. The cues that work for them aren't going to work for me. So when I share cues, I'm sharing them because they're what works for me in terms of targeting what I want to target. So on this particular machine, I found that if I have my feet kind of like, so these are kind of like this, right? These pads, they're not straight on, they're kind of like this. And for me to follow the path of the machine to get the best engagement that I can get, I kind of have my feet turned in a little bit more. So they're not like all the way in, but they are turned in kind of at the same angle. So instead of like straight on, because the platform for the feet, they go this way and the pads go this way. But I'm gonna turn my foot this way, if that makes sense. And I'm not pushing down, so with abductions, adductions, I always try to not like push down with my feet. So I'm not doing that. I'm still keeping tension like all through here. Like this is my hinge right here. Okay, so there's like not much going on down there. So I'm still thinking of like opening at my hinge, pressure through all of this. But at the same time, I'm kind of thinking like, without pushing down, I'm sort of just thinking of spreading the floor with my feet in a way, like I'm drawing like kind of like a rainbow. Does that make sense? And then I'm resisting it on the way in, so I'm pushing outwards as it's coming in. I'm gonna hold it before I lose the tension. I'm gonna re-engage super hard and then hold that engagement the whole way through and squeeze and resist. And she burns. So yeah, I love this. I don't know how much of my like top sets I'm gonna record for this, just because I want to focus. And I don't know how much more of this workout I'm gonna record, but I just thought at least I'd share this, just because the corner over here, this is super light, but I'm just getting a good, oh God, it feels so good. This is just kind of like a little pumpy set, if you will. It's just quiet over here, so that's why I felt comfortable doing this. But I don't know what I was gonna say, but yeah, thought it was fun to share this, so I'm super excited. But yeah, check in later.
Escort! Escort! Escort!
I'm sweating. Something else that I like to think about with this is, oops, oh, that actually burns, but okay, whatever, we'll do it. Keeping your rib cage in place. There's a lot of I feel like a lot of people flare around a lot, and sometimes I do, but I have to be conscious of that, of no rib movement whatsoever. So that's something that I'm focusing rep to rep. It's rib positioning. Then the other part is at the top of the contraction. It can be really easy to it's getting harder and then you just, right? But if you can contract steady the whole way through and keep that tempo rep to rep, so like that, you're gonna get so much more out of that. That burns, so I'm not gonna do more like that, but trying to make the top end of it count as much as you do with the stretch. So yeah, that's something else that I wanted to share with this one, but I'm sweating. Yeah. Pump. Legs. Yep. I feel like this lighting, it makes you look big, but at the same time, I'm I feel like I look soft as hell. Yeah, that's the post adductor pump. Now to the.
You look so pretty when you tell me that you love me. I wish that I could lie, but my mind gets in the way. I know you think that I'm always way too self-aware. Oh, we could never be together, but it's nice to play pretend. I wish that I could lie, but I'm way too.
So now we're pressing. After I did the abductor, I did hip thrusts. Very unfortunate. I'm just doing kind of a warm-up set here. Unfortunately, the hip thrusts that I have available to me are the Booty Builder pin loaded, which I hate. I have used the plate loaded one and I love that one, but I'm not a fan of the pin loaded one. The hammer strength plate loaded one, which is, it'll do. That's the one that I'm gonna be doing. I could do Smith machine. Never loved Smith machine, and the Smith machines here are angled. There's no straight ones. I really like the Cybex straight Smith machine or barbell, and I hate setting that up. So normally my go-to is the Nautilus, but unfortunately they don't have that one here, which is actually funny because I feel like a lot of people either love or hate the Nautilus, and I don't get it. I love it. It's amazing. You can't go wrong with it, and I wish it was here. One of my favorite things to do is look for equipment on Facebook Marketplace. It's if that's my doom scrolling of choice, is fake shopping for equipment online. And I thought about just, popping the idea up front of like, hey, you guys should, I found this Nautilus hip thrust for like $4,000. You should just like buy it for me. And I think that's a reasonable ask. Just saying. But yeah, I'm not complaining, by the way. I love it here. I'm so excited to train here. Still getting comfortable though. So the only leg presses here are this hammer strength leg press, and there's an Arsenal vertical leg press, which I hate. And I also don't love this leg press. Only time I ever injured myself from like training was on this particular leg press. I ended up having like a hip impingement. It just like doesn't feel good on my hips for some reason. Although last time that I used it, last week, I was able to get it to feel okay, but I feel like just because I've hurt myself on this before, I'm like, you know, like I'm kind of like babying it in a way and trying to not recreate that. So I'm just really getting comfortable with this machine before I feel like I can send it on here. It still feels good. It gets like, this gets my quads a ton, which is cool because I don't get to train quads. Chris hates me and he doesn't let me do leg extensions, which is gay as fuck. So yeah, but anyways, gonna get warmed up on this and then I'll probably record my top set. What you saw on the, I don't know if I'll show it or not, but my last set of the, oh, okay, let me back up a little bit. I'm so bad at this. Okay, so I did the abductor and then I went and I did the hip thrust. Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about before. I did the hip thrust. Still feeling that, I feel like it's so weird. I just got to get my positioning correct on that one because it's either like glutes or hamstrings, which is weird because if anything's taking over on hip thrust for me, it's normally quads. But on the hammer strength particular hip thrust, what takes over rather than my glutes is the hamstrings, which doesn't normally happen. So that's interesting. So anyways, I did the abductor hip thrust. Then we went to, it's landmine RDL, but I do it off of the belt squat, and that felt good. But on my last set, my strap decided to sabotage me, and it like unwrapped, and I couldn't hold the weight. So that was really unfortunate. It was like blue balling myself, honestly. I feel really weird. And now I'm on leg press. So yeah, I haven't recorded the whole workout. I've kind of been doing it, but this feels very distracting, like trying to record. But it's uncomfortable, but I feel like I need this. And there's people right next to me and I'm just like so I don't know, we'll see. But anyways, we're gonna keep warming up.
Was makeup, something I had to earn, but it's water in the morning and letting my body learn. This clean skin, soft light, this rest that shows in my eyes. This is how I hold my shoulders when I stop living rushed. I don't chase it, I make space for it. I come back to myself. You can feel it, that's a woman's glow. When I'm calm, it gets realer, that's a woman's glow. When I take my time, it's a light I don't chase, it's a light I find. The real glow comes from inside, when I don't need a proof, when I say no without guilt, and I still keep my peace. It's being kind, staying sharp. It's knowing what I allow. It's moving slow. slow on purpose and standing solid now. I protect my energy. I don't pour it out for free. I keep my senses. That's a woman's glow. Not loud, but you can feel it. That's a woman's glow. When I'm calm, it gets realer. That's a woman's glow. When I take my time, it's a light.
So you just saw my top set of leg press. Probably could have done more, but like I said, I'm kind of scaredy cat about that leg press, which I feel like it would actually only makes it worse. Like the more you try to baby it, you're more tense. So I feel like I shouldn't do that, but it didn't feel terrible. It was fine. Yeah, it's probably, I haven't totally played with where I load it, so I don't know if I had loaded it at the top if it would have been any different, but I get a really good burn on my quads on that. Relative to the leg press that I have been using. Like with the one that I have been using, I can pretty evenly target everything decently, and with that one it's just like pretty quad dominant. But I feel, and my feet are low on it, but I feel like if I put my feet up any higher, like I wouldn't have like full contact with my foot. It lower is just what allows for me to have like a good stable setup. But now we're ending with the lying hamstring curl. Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna see how that feels. It felt good last time. The angle of the seat is much higher than I'm used to. So I have been using the Kaiser the Kaiser lying hamstring curl, which is not my favorite. It kind of sucks. And I'm very wimpy at a lying hamstring curl. Like my lying hamstring curl has never been strong ever. But I feel like I get really good engagement out of it. So, and it's also at the end of my workout. So like, yeah, I just really try to like fry my hamstrings with this. But today hasn't really been like a world-shattering workout. It really hasn't been. Kind of hurts the ego a little bit. I am very excited to train here, but I'm just got to remind myself that I'm just getting a good foundation going before I can like really fully send it, being comfortable on like all the new equipment, because I don't want to hurt myself. But yeah, and yeah, like I said, I just want to get like comfortable and like confident with the weights that I'm doing, finding my new working weights and all of that. So patience. So yeah, anyways, I'm gonna try this out. Then I'm gonna watch it back because I don't know what my form looks like on this, so. If you hear me breathing, sorry. Still trying to figure out my setup here, like how I like it, because there's like a couple of different adjustments, and the Kaiser, there was no adjustments, so I feel like this feels really good, but I'm gonna have to watch it back. I feel like I might need to adjust something. This isn't a working set, by the way. Just trying to feel this out. Some things that I'm thinking about is, imagine there's a flashlight in your butthole. You're trying to get that flashlight to shine down to the ground. And I'm also thinking of pressing my entire thigh, like from my hip to my knee, into the pad, so that when I go up, my like knees aren't lifting up, so I'm really pushing like my quads into the pad, and then holding that squeeze at the top, so I could focus a little bit more. See, I feel like recording just distracts me, but okay, I'm just gonna watch that back now. All right, so there's no posing room here. There's no posing room here. not a wellness pose, but what's in here? I don't think I can get this to. I don't know if I'm straight on. That is the end of the workout. It's definitely here longer than I meant to. I don't know, I feel like this wasn't very exciting. It's not very reflective of what I feel like. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it was kind of, I wasn't trying to be a downer, but I feel like, oh, excuse me. I feel like my vibes weren't high. And but they are though. Sorry for this ankle. The vibes are definitely high. I just don't feel like I showed that. Whatever. Like I said, it's just getting new environment. Yeah. Anyways, I just feel like I was in mother trucker. New environment, so I don't know. Okay, let me just start over because I feel like my vibes weren't as high. They didn't come off as high as they actually are. I swear I'm so excited. It's new routine, new environment, and I can't say I'm like the most proud of that session. Like, you know, first of all, I didn't PR because I'm still finding working weights and again, getting comfortable on these machines, familiar on them, and also I was like recording, which did kind of feel like a distraction. Yeah, don't do this. Yeah. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, because I was recording, it just felt really distracting on top of everything else. And then the second thing is, oh, yeah, because I'm not used to, oh my God, because I'm not used to like recording like that in public, that adds another layer of like discomfort. But I think I said this before, but like I need to be better about like being more comfortable putting myself out there. I hope you can hear me because I feel like I have a hard time putting myself out there because my brain, everyone's got their own like beliefs of themselves, and you know, they think of themselves a certain way, whether it's conscious or subconscious. Subconsciously, I
always just assume that everybody hates me and everybody's judging me, which I know isn't true. And like, while yes, not everyone's going to like me, I just have a hard time with that. And childhood trauma, I know why, because I grew up with a narcissistic parent, so that's where that comes from. So yeah, I just always assume that everyone's like judging me and whatever, so that doesn't help either. But my point is, I need to get more comfortable like putting myself out there and just like, not that I'm not myself, but just be more myself, and like without fear of judgment or someone not liking me or someone judging me, whatever. Because I don't know, I have before, like, not that it was fake, but I feel like I've tried to put myself out there before, and it definitely came from a place of like people pleasing and just wanting to like fit in. And that's something that I've always struggled with, is just like feeling like I don't fit in, but also struggling with like wanting to fit in, when I don't know, I feel like I never really have fit in with a group or anything ever, like truly felt like I fit in. Like, I feel like I've always had like my individual friends, and I was kind of friends with everybody, but I didn't like have like, you know what I mean? And I think part of that too was just like, as I've grown up, okay, back up a little bit. I wasn't really allowed to be myself much growing up. Like, I definitely had to like fit a mold. And so that definitely led to me in my adulthood not really knowing myself even. So that definitely makes it hard to like get to know other people and to let other people get to know you when you feel like you barely even know yourself. And that's something that I have gotten better at. I've discovered, you know, many layers of myself that I didn't even know existed. I don't really know where I was going with that. See, I do this, and then I don't even know what I'm talking about. So, yeah, I don't know. My point was, okay. So maybe not even, like, really knowing myself makes it hard to fit in somewhere when you don't know, like, who you need your people to be. And I say that as someone who, like, I do genuinely enjoy my own company, but I also do genuinely enjoy spending time with other people. I do think that there's things that truthfully you have to endure yourself, because you won't obtain that lesson unless you go through it. But I also do think that you need your people. I think that, as humans, like, we're built for connection, and finding the right people is so important. People that align with like your beliefs, and people that align with the goals that you have for yourself. Even if they're, and I say align, not necessarily in the sense of like they have to be doing everything that you're doing, more so in the sense of like people who are on the same like emotional level as you, if not a higher emotional level than you spiritually, like people that you can learn from and gain different perspectives from. Like, I don't think you should be, see, I say this and like I don't mean anything in absolutes. I think absolutes are not, but you should be around people that challenge your mindset, people that challenge your view, even if you don't really fully agree with it, but just having a different perspective. Where am I going with this? What am I even talking about right now? I don't even know. See, here we go. But anyways, I think what I was trying to say was just that I don't even know. Honestly, I don't know. I'm hungry. I'm ready to eat my post-workout meal. Yeah, so, okay. While I'm driving, so someone asked, Barbell Brat Queen, love you, you're amazing, you're a fucking beast, asked, fuck, marry, kill, Smith machine squat, RDL, and leg press. And I have a big problem with you asking me this question because I read it and I was like, why would you ask me that? That's like the and you're asking me to get rid of one? So I had a little bit of a like mini crash out. I was like, how could you ask me that? But then I really thought about it, and I'm gonna explain my why. Okay, so I'm gonna marry a leg press, okay? I'm gonna fuck a RDL, and I'm going to kill a Smith machine squat. And here's why. I'm gonna kill a Smith machine squat because in general, I don't feel like I've ever really been a good squatter. Like, so when I first started training, it was squat, bench, deadlift was like my favorite thing to do. Like, that's what that's like what I chased. That was what my training revolved around, squat, bench, deadlift. Squat was always my least favorite because I don't know, I just never felt like I was a really good squatter. I've gotten better, but I don't know. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I love squats. I love sending it on a squat, especially like on a good hack squat or a good pendulum. Oh my god, like, yes, strap me up. I love Smith machine squats. I really do. I learned to love them on this. So they're not in my program anymore, but this most recent one, previous to this one, they've been in my program now for a hot minute, and I love it. But if I'm failing a Smith machine squat, it's just like, it's usually because I either gas out or like, it's just, you just fail and you know what I mean? Like, you just fail and it's just like, but I feel like with a leg press, I can keep going. Like, I can keep forcing reps out of a leg press, like, just keep forcing them, and I love that. I love like that, you know. So that's my why, and man, I love a leg press. I really do. I just like, I just love a leg press. I just love a leg. I don't know. I guess I can't really explain why, but. And then in RDL, I'd fucking RDL because there's no better feeling than like picking up some like really heavy weight. I love deadlifts. Like, I wish I could conventional deadlift. If those could be in my program, they would be. If I ever decided I didn't want to bodybuild anymore, deadlifts would be in my program so fast. Like, I would throw those in so fast. Just like heavy, like low rep RDLs, low rep deadlifts, that feeling of like everything just goes loud and silent at the same time and like black at the same time. But like, I feel like that sounds concerning, but I promise it's not. It's just there's just no feeling like it. There's just no feeling like it. And it's like so yeah, that would be that. So that's that question that I remember off the top of my head. So that was a good one. And yeah, so I'm holding it. And then what else? I got asked I forgot how it was worded. Something about like, when are you competing and winning your book bag? What the fuck is up, Kyle? Bold of you to assume that I would win. And that's not me trying to be like, oh, I'm not gonna win. Sorry, this is chaotic. It's just, you know, whatever. It's just funny. But I'm in no rush to compete. I know that this is going to take a long time, and like I'm totally chill with that. At the end of the day, what I love is like the process itself. So like I'm not going to rush doing the thing that I love doing. I don't know. And whether or not like I ever competed, I would still be doing all of the same things. Like I'd still be eating to fuel my training. I'd still be like training intentionally, and just honestly, if I wasn't bodybuilding, I'd probably try like powerlifting or strongman, honestly. Because I just love training. Like that's what I love to do. Except once I really understood what bodybuilding was, I was like, oh, this is everything that I already love to do, just to a more extreme level and with a lot more intention. So yeah, and I love it. So I've envisioned myself like competing on stage, and I know I'm gonna love it. Like I know that. I know I'm gonna love it, and I honestly can't wait. But I also want to be, again, this isn't me saying that like I'm not proud of where I am or how far I've come, but I just know I want my first time to be good. Like I want to go take a shit in someone else's yard. Like that's what I'm trying to do. My first time, like I don't want it to just be like, oh, I'm just gonna like, you know. It was originally I just wanted to compete at my like local show. And that was it. Like I honestly really, I feel like I'm screaming because I still have these in. I feel like I didn't know enough about bodybuilding really, like when I first started, like when I really first started, and I've learned a lot along the way. So at first my goal was just go do my local show. Like that was it. That was as big as I was dreaming. And then as I was doing it and as I was making progress, you know, people hype you up. People say like, and in general, I have a hard time taking compliments. I do. So when people compliment me, I get all weird because I'm like, okay, thanks. Like me? Like really? And also like, for example, like if I post like post-workout pics or whatever, and like people are commenting or sliding up on my stories, if you've ever like messaged me or anything, you know, it takes a long time for me to answer because it's overwhelming, because I'm like, oh my God, like, because I don't take compliments. That's something that I need to be better at, is taking compliments, being better at taking compliments. It's just, it honestly, like I don't know why, it just like, it gives me anxiety. So I don't respond for a long time. So if I don't do it, don't think it's because I don't appreciate it, because I very much do. It's just that I can't handle it. Anyways, I like started making progress, and you know, you start hearing all these comments. And my previous coach, like fairly early on, and I don't think that she necessarily meant like anytime soon. Maybe she meant like down the road. I don't know. But like the comment was made of like, you could get your pro card. And so at the time I didn't really know what that was. I was like, pro card, like what is that? And then once I understood what it was, and then once I realized like the level of an athlete that means, I was like, it was a cool feeling. It was a strange feeling because one, you're getting like this, I mean, it's a compliment. Like it means, you know, these people believe in you, that they think you can go far, like, you know, so that's great. But at the same time, like it put me in a spot where I was like, oh, like, okay, well, I have a long time to go before I'm there. So like, yeah, I'm like, until then, like I'm not ready, like, you know, so anyways, I'm doing a very bad job of answering this question. Hopefully any of that made sense. Anyways, I definitely, like, I now see the progress that I've made a little bit better. Like, those goggles of, like, you know, body dysmorphia, they're not as distorting anymore. So I would like, at the latest, to compete like end of next year. That being said, if I don't know, I mean, I do want to feel ready. I want to feel like genuinely proud. I think if I compete too soon for when I feel ready, and I don't mean in terms of like I need to be pro ready, like I was able to kind of get my mindset away from I'm not ready to compete until I can go pro, to more so like I understand now that there's, like, you know, there's levels to this, and it's okay for me to be where I'm at. Like, that's okay. I don't want to like compete and then go into it with the mindset of like, okay, well, I don't want to be competing because I don't feel ready. Like, I know I will feel ready. I can't explain myself. I'm so bad at explaining myself. For sure at the latest, end of next year. So we'll see, you know, what my coach thinks in terms of, you know, if he thinks, no, you got to compete sooner. If I'm ready, then I'm ready, you know? So I do trust him. So I'm just not thinking about that. Like, that's just not the current thought. The thought is just, what do I got to do today? And what do I also have to do today to prepare for tomorrow? And then what do I got to do tomorrow? Like, just taking it day by day, box by box, basically. And it's just a peaceful life. Like, I just, like, today, I didn't have to do it. Okay, back up. Long time ago, before I was like, way before I was into bodybuilding, so I had like my trainer. I've always had like a trainer or a coach since I started like going to the gym, like, intentionally. And I remember saying, I wish my job was to just work out all day and that's it. Like, I wish that was my job. And at the time, like, I didn't know at that time, I didn't know bodybuilding was a thing. I didn't even know that was a thing. But it's so funny because I literally vividly remember like wishing that. Like, I remember the desire of like, I wish all I had to do was just like train. Like, I wish that was it. Just like do this. And then fast forward a couple years, I got into bodybuilding once I realized what it was, which was basically everything I already like to do. But it's like today I got up, I did my check-in, I had my meal, I did my cardio, got my steps, did abs. And then I came home and then I laid out because it was so nice outside, so I wanted to get a little tan. So it was just a super chill day. I feel like this sounds so lazy. Ate my pre-workout meal, went to the gym, you know, warmed up, trained, and now I'm back home. And like, that was a perfect day for me. That was perfect. Like, I feel like that sounds lazy in terms of like, I literally wish this was all that I did. But at the same time, like, that's not true because I do genuinely enjoy like what I do. But I guess the point I'm trying to make is I just love living this way. I love the bodybuilding life. Even regardless of the stage is my point. So, but I do want to compete. And I cannot wait. So I hope that Kyle, I hope I answered your question. I don't know if I did. But yeah. Also, I am a competitive person and I want to win. Like I said, I want to shit in someone else's yard. Like, I want to win. I do. And I realize that I'm not always going to win, and that's okay. That's fine. It's only going to sting. and that sting is only going to make me better. So really, it's wins all around, you know? So anyways, I'm really hungry. I'm going to go inside. I got to eat. And yeah.